can invite Ankita Puri for speaking. She is basically business manager with teleradiology solution. I think she will speak on the teleradiology workflow and solution.
Thank you, Dr. Pradhani, for the introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. Today I want to talk to you about the importance of using an efficient workflow for a teleradiology environment. I think my fellow panelists have talked about how important a workflow is to really optimize a global workforce for a global patient base, which is essentially what teleradiology is. How can we use technology to not just send images from point A to point B, but to really optimize a multi-site and a multi-radiologist setup? In an efficient workflow, can have smart rule-based distribution of images and studies. We can have a robust monitoring and QA system built into the workflow. It can allow collaboration amongst all stakeholders. It can enable fast, efficient reporting. And it can also provide business intelligence to make better management decisions. So what does this impact have on your practice? It can reduce turnaround times, it can increase quality, it can increase volume and growth, and all this leads to happy customers and, of course, happy radiologists. So typically, in a radiology setup, you have a RIS system, and this lets you do the patient registration and order placement. And then you have a PAC system, which basically interacts with the modalities and does image management and archival. So what a workflow does, it really sits on top of these two systems and syncs with these two systems and integrates them into a single system. The issues with the current workflows, as we have seen before, they're two disparate systems. The scheduling is not optimal. The images are sometimes missing and you have incomplete orders, which are found too late. You have slow image transfer because there are lack of algorithms built into the system. There's a lack of feedback mechanism. There's very little collaboration in real time. You have inflexible access, which means a radiologist has to go to a particular workstation to perform the study. Well, why can't he just report from a laptop sitting anywhere with bandwidth? And again, communication bottlenecks. So over the next couple of minutes, I want to take you through a teleradiology cycle and show you the before and after of how using a workflow and automation can really bring a lot of advantages. So the first step in a teleradiology cycle is routing the studies to a service provider or multiple service providers. Typically how it's done is you have a hospital administration that manually does this work and routes the studies from the modality to the service provider. This can all be automated. You can have built-in configurable rules built into the system so that the router automatically does this for you. The next part is entering the order information into the RIS. Again, this is done manually by the admin. This does not have to happen because you can have a system which interacts with your HIS through HL7, and the orders are automatically created through the RIS system. Performing QA on images, again, a lot of times a radiologist will start a study, then halfway into the study will realize that some of the image set is incomplete or it is corrupted. This leads to a lot of waste of time, and this can really be avoided by using an auto-reconciliation feature, which basically matches the studies and the image sets before it goes to the radiologist. So really we're looking at ways of efficiently using the radiologist's time and making them more productive. The next step in the process is, okay, you've got the study to the center. Now, how do you send the study to the specific radiologist? Again, it needs to be based on specialties and the schedule of the radiologist. This, again, is done manually in the past. With an efficient workflow, you can have the auto-intelligent assignment which uses rules to really send the studies to the right radiologist. This is a scenario where you have the US center, which is getting a lot of volume, and the Australia center is getting very little volume and hence not maximizing the use of the radiologist. With the workflow, you can have a scenario like this, where an automated rule-based system allows you to utilize in the best way capacity across all your sectors. So once you've figured out which radiologist is going to get the study, you need to send the images to the radiologist. This in the past has been done by a radiologist going to the workstation and pulling the images from the server, when you can actually have a solution called auto push, which automatically forwards the images to the particular radiologist. So instead of a scenario like this, where a radiologist is sitting and waiting for images to download, you can have a scenario like this, where automatically images are there at the workstation or the laptop of the radiologist, and all he has to do is come and sit down and start reporting. Again, we're always looking to make the most use of the radiologist's time and make them the most productive. Another issue with disparate systems is that you have one monitor which shows you the patient details, and then you have another monitor which shows you the images. Now, sometimes you can have them not matching. And the worst issue is to have a radiologist make the right report for the wrong patient. So in this single system scenario, that can also be avoided. Now we come to the report is ready, and now how do we distribute it to the referring doctors? In the past, it's been done by faxing the reports or by making it available on the RIS. Now we have a web-based solution where a referring physician can just log on to their laptop and download the reports with the web-based system. Collaboration is key in a teleradiology environment. You want the referring physician to have real-time interaction with the radiologist, to know in real time the status of the studies and the ETA. And this can all be done through the workflow. You can have instantaneous chats with the radiologist and with all the stakeholders, and vice versa. Billing is also important, of course. You know, when you have disparate systems, billing gets a bit tricky. With a single system and with a lot of intelligence built in, you can have auto-generation of invoices according to your client. And you can build in the rules again in this feature. Management decisions in the past, you know, you have the data, but how do you analyze the data? With a workflow, you can have a business intelligence built into the system, which allows you to make better management decisions based on analytical tools and charts that are provided through the system. This is just an illustration of some of the charts that we can produce. So a workflow really needs to be customized to various stakeholders. You have the radiologist, you have the medical transcriptionist, the DEO, the admin, the physician, and all these roles are different. So you need to build interfaces that are customized according to the role. And that's what an efficient workflow and a smart workflow will do. You need to have a workflow that's customizable. Teleradiology is a dynamically changing environment, and you need to have a dynamically changing workflow that can be customized according to your requirement. You need to have your workflow interface with your HL7 DICOM standards. I mean, it should support these standards and interface with your HIS and RIS and PACS. And of course, it needs to be HIPAA compliant. So this is a case study of where Teleradiology Solutions has used RADSPA, which is a workflow. We have seen here that there are 3x improvements in the measured average quality of reports. And you're seeing an overall 20% improvement in the productivity of the radiologists. You know, approximately about 40% of the radiologist's report time is spent on the report editing, workflow, and system tasks. And with RADSPA, this can be reduced by 2x. So I'm just going to summarize what are the essentials in a new age teleradiology workflow. It needs to be a web-based platform with little to no investment to set up. You need to really be able to report from anytime, anywhere, through an internet browser. It needs to significantly improve the efficiency of the radiologists. You need to eliminate dealing with multiple systems. You want to automate your tasks. You want faster availability of images. And you want to be able to interface with multiple systems. You want to really increase collaboration and communication amongst stakeholders. And you need to be able to report in low bandwidth situations. You also want business intelligence reports for making key management decisions, and again, adapt to dynamic changes in the workflow. Again, security and privacy are extremely important in the healthcare industry, and it needs to be HIPAA compliant. New developments, we're seeing new endpoints like mobile phones being used. Here you can see the iPhone and the iPad, where we can actually view radiology images, view the work list, and also report on this platform. It should be able to integrate with other telemedicine platforms. RADSPA has been integrated with the Cisco platform. And in the future, we're really going to see it integrate with other new systems. So that's it. Thank you.